The market square was always full of noise. People shouted, traded, and laughed, but in one corner, silence ruled. There, in the shadows, chained and alone, lay the dragon that no one wanted. Its green scales had lost their shine, and its wings, folded tightly around its body, as if it tried to make itself smaller. Everyone in the town avoided that corner. They said the dragon was cursed, that it brought bad luck. Mothers pulled their children away when they looked at it. Old men shook their heads and whispered stories of fire, destruction, and danger. No one dared to go near, but the dragon was not like the stories. Its golden eyes, tired but sharp, watched the world pass by. Around its neck hung a necklace, old and strange, with symbols no one understood. The people thought it was just junk, a reminder of the beast's shame. But sometimes, in the quiet of the night, the necklace glowed faintly, as if it carried a secret waiting to be told. The dragon's breaths were heavy, slow, almost hopeless. It had been chained there for many days. Its food was thrown carelessly, never with kindness. Some boys even threw stones, laughing when the dragon turned its head away in silence. They wanted it to roar, to show teeth, but the dragon gave them nothing. It only curled tighter, clutching its secret clothes. One day, as the sun began to set, a boy passed through the square. He was not like the others. His name was Aaron, and unlike most children, he did not laugh at the chained beast. He stopped, his eyes fixed on the dragon, and for a long time he said nothing. The people around him shouted, "Don't go near. It's dangerous." But Aaron did not listen. He felt something inside him, something pulling him closer. Step by step, he moved forward, his heart pounding in his chest. The dragon lifted its head, its golden eyes meeting the boy's. For a moment, time froze. The world around them, the market, the noise, the warnings faded into silence. It was just the boy and the dragon. Aaron noticed the necklace. The symbols glimmered faintly, almost alive. He whispered softly, "What are you hiding?" The dragon blinked slowly, as if it understood. Aaron knelt down, his small hand trembling but brave. He placed a piece of bread on the ground and pushed it toward the creature. The dragon sniffed the food, hesitated, then gently took it. For the first time in days, its eyes softened. Aaron smiled. "You're not a monster," he said. The crowd behind him gasped. "Foolish boy," someone shouted. "Step back before it burns you alive." But nothing happened. The dragon lowered its head and let the boy touch its scales. Aaron's fingers ran across the rough but warm surface. It was not frightening at all. It was real. It was alive. It was lonely. As he touched the dragon's neck, the necklace pulsed with light. A soft glow spread across the chain, and for an instant, strange shapes flickered in Aaron's mind, words, images, something old and forgotten. He pulled back, shocked. The dragon stared at him, waiting. Aaron's heart raced. He did not understand what he had just seen, but he knew one thing for certain. The necklace was not ordinary. The people shouted again, "Leave the beast. Walk away before it's too late." But Aaron felt no fear. He felt only curiosity and something else, something deeper, a connection. He sat down on the ground, not far from the dragon. The creature curled around itself, eyes half closed, but it did not move away. Aaron could feel the warmth of its breath, hear the steady sound of its heart. For the first time, the dragon was not alone. The evening light poured through the square, painting everything in gold. The shadows stretched long, and the necklace glowed brighter under the fading sun. Aaron could not take his eyes off it. He wanted to know what the symbols meant, what secret they carried. The dragon gave a low sound, almost like a sigh, and lowered its head beside the boy. Aaron touched the necklace again, his fingers tracing the strange marks. The glow pulsed once more, stronger this time, and then it happened. Aaron's mind filled with images. He saw men and dragons standing side by side, fighting together against a great darkness. He saw the necklace shining like a star, binding human and dragon in unity. The vision was short, only a flash, but it was enough to make him shiver. He pulled his hand away, breathing hard. The dragon looked at him with knowing eyes, as if it had been waiting for someone like him to see the truth. The crowd, unaware of what just happened, began to leave. They were bored, thinking the boy was only wasting his time with a useless beast. They did not see the glow. They did not hear the whisper of the past. But Aaron knew. He leaned closer and whispered, "I'll find out what this means. I promise." The dragon's golden eyes closed slowly, a faint rumble of trust rising from its chest. For the first time, it allowed itself to rest beside a human. The night settled in, stars filling the sky. The town was quiet, the market empty. Only a boy and a dragon remained in that forgotten corner, bound together by a secret that no one else dared to see. And in the silence, the necklace glowed again brighter than ever. The next morning, the market square was alive again with noise and movement. Merchants shouted, women bargained, children ran between stalls. Yet, in the same dark corner, the dragon remained, chained and silent. But something had changed. The boy, Aaron, returned. His eyes searched quickly through the crowd until he saw the dragon's golden gaze waiting for him. A faint smile touched his lips. Last night had been different, almost magical. He had seen visions, flashes of the past, and he could not stop thinking about them. The people noticed him moving toward the beast again. They whispered and shook their heads. "That boy will bring disaster," one man muttered. "He is cursed." "Already," a woman hissed. But Aaron ignored them all. When he reached the dragon, he knelt and whispered, "Did you wait for me?" The dragon lifted its head slightly, its eyes calm, almost gentle. Aaron reached out, offering another piece of bread. The dragon accepted without hesitation this time. Slowly, a bond was growing, something no one in town had ever dared to imagine. Aaron's curiosity burned stronger. His eyes went to the necklace again. The strange marks shimmered faintly in the sunlight. They were not random scratches. They meant something. Aaron wanted to know what. He leaned closer, speaking softly. "What is this? Why did it show me those visions?" The dragon lowered its head, allowing him to touch the necklace again. The instant his fingers brushed the symbols, the glow returned brighter. Sharper this time, the visions were stronger. Aaron saw tall humans, warriors carrying banners, standing side by side with dragons that filled the skies. He saw battles against shadowy creatures with red eyes and black smoke curling from their body. And then he saw one line of words burning across his mind. When human and dragon trust each other, the forgotten power will rise again. Aaron gasped, pulling his hand away. His heart raced. The necklace carried a message, and it was not just a story, it was a truth. But why was it given to this dragon? And why had no one else seen it before? As he sat deep in thought, a group of boys appeared. They were older than Aaron, rough, with mocking smiles. One of them shouted, "Look, the little fool is feeding the monster again." The others laughed and picked up stones. Before Aaron could stop them, They hurled the stones at the dragon. The creature growled, a low rumble shaking the ground. Aaron stood in front of it, spreading his arms wide. "Stop," he shouted. "It's not dangerous." The boys only laughed harder. "Move aside, Aaron, unless you want to be burned with it." But Aaron did not move. The dragon's golden eyes glowed fiercely, its scales rising in warning. One wrong move, and the crowd would believe every lie they had told about it. Aaron's voice cracked with desperation, but it was full of courage. "It's not a beast, can't you see? It's not attacking me. It trusts me." The boys hesitated. For the first time, they noticed the dragon was not roaring or snapping. It was calm, even protective, its eyes fixed on Aaron instead of them. Confused, the boys dropped their stones and backed away. The crowd that had gathered murmured in shock. No human had ever stood this close to the dragon without being harmed. No one had dared. But this boy was different. An old man stepped forward. His face was lined, his eyes sharp with suspicion. "Why does it wear that necklace?" he asked. "What curse does it carry?" Aaron turned toward him. His heart still pounded, but he spoke firmly. "It's not a curse. It's a message. I saw it with my own eyes. Humans and dragons were once allies. We fought side by side." The people gasped. Some laughed, others frowned in fear. The old man's eyes narrowed. "Do not speak lies, boy. Dragons are nothing but destruction. That necklace is a mark of evil." But Aaron stood his ground. He placed his hand gently on the dragon's neck. "No," he said, "this dragon is not evil. It is waiting for someone to believe in it." The dragon's chest rumbled softly, a sound of agreement, as if the boy's words had given it strength. The crowd, restless and uneasy, began to disperse. Some muttered that the boy was bewitched. Others whispered that maybe, just maybe, there was truth in what he said. As night fell, Aaron stayed beside the dragon once again. He spoke in a quiet voice, telling stories of his own life, of the times. He felt alone, unwanted. The dragon listened, its eyes glowing softly in the darkness. Finally, Aaron leaned closer to the necklace. He traced the symbols again and whispered, "I don't know what this power is, but I'll find out. I won't let them take you away." The dragon lowered its head beside him, its golden eyes closing. For the first time, Aaron felt not only curiosity, but responsibility. The visions, the message, the bondit, all meant something greater than himself. Far away, unseen by the boy, shadows stirred. Dark figures moved in the distance, their eyes glowing red. They had felt the awakening of the necklace, and they were coming. The night grew colder. The market square was silent. But in that corner, under the faint light of the necklace, a boy and a dragon shared a bond that would change the fate of humanity forever. Asterisk. The night was long and restless. Aaron could not sleep. He sat with the dragon, staring at the faint glow of the necklace. Its strange symbols seemed to shift under his eyes, as if alive. Every time he blinked, he felt they changed shape, whispering secrets he could almost but not fully understand at dawn. The market came alive again, but now people kept their distance from Aaron. Whispers followed him wherever he went. Some said he was touched by magic. Others said he was doomed. Children were warned not to play with him. But none of that mattered to Aaron. His heart was set on the truth that morning. He returned with a small book he had borrowed from the old library. Inside were drawings of ancient languages, marks from forgotten times. He sat in front of the dragon and compared the symbols on the necklace with the pages. His finger trembled as he realized something shocking. The symbols were human, not dragon. Marks, not curses. They were human words from an age long gone. Slowly, carefully, Aaron matched the shapes. Piece by piece, the message revealed itself. Trust will awaken the lost bond. Together, human and dragon will face the darkness. Aaron whispered the words out loud, his voice trembling. The dragon lifted its head and stared at him with burning golden eyes. It was as if the creature had been waiting for him to read those words. Suddenly, a rush of images filled Aaron's mind again. He saw flames, not of destruction, but of protection. He saw dragons carrying humans across the skies. He saw warriors and beasts standing as one. But he also saw shadow screeches of smoke and teeth swallowing entire cities. The vision ended with one clear truth. Without the bond, humanity would fall. Aaron gasped for air, clutching his chest. His whole body shook. The dragon lowered its head to steady him, a soft growl rumbling from deep within its chest. Aaron placed his hand on its scales, whispering, "You're not cursed. You're the key." But their moment of discovery did not. Last dot from across the square came the sharp sound of boots. Soldiers entered, armored and grim. Behind them walked the town's council leader, a stern man with cold eyes. His voice rang out, cutting through the crowd. "This boy spreads lies. He poisons our minds with tales of friendship with beasts. That necklace is not a message, is a curse, and curses must be destroyed." The soldiers stepped forward, spears in hand. Aaron jumped in front of the dragon, his small body blocking their path. His voice shook, but he did not back down. "You're wrong. The necklace is human. It speaks of trust, not curses." The leader sneered. "And how would a child know more than his elders? Step aside, or you will share the beast's fate." The crowd gasped. Some people nodded in fear, agreeing with the leader, but others hesitated. They had seen the boy's courage, his strange bond with the dragon. Doubt flickered in their eyes. The dragon's wings twitched. Its golden eyes burned, but it stayed still, as if waiting for Aaron's choice. Aaron clenched his fists. He wanted to shout, to tell them of the visions, the battles, the warnings, but he knew they would not believe words alone. He reached out and grabbed the necklace. "If you don't believe me, then see it for yourself." The symbols glowed with a blinding light, brighter than ever before. Gasps of fear and wonder rose from the crowd as the glow spread outward, wrapping the square in golden fire. For a moment, everyone saw it, the visions of humans and dragons united, of darkness rising, of the bond that once saved the world. The soldiers dropped their spears. In shock, the leader stumbled back, his face pale. The people stared, their fear battling with awe. And then, just as quickly, the glow vanished. The square fell silent. Aaron's chest heaved with exhaustion, but he stood tall. "Now you know, the necklace is truth. We are not meant to fight dragons. We are meant to stand with them." The dragon's chest rumbled deeply, its golden eyes shining with fierce pride. For the first time, it spread its wings wide, casting a great shadow across the square. The people trembled, but they did not run. Not this time. The leader's voice cracked as he shouted, "Lies, tricks of the beast. Do not be fooled." But his words carried no strength now. The crowd had seen the truth with their own eyes. That night, as the square emptied, Aaron sat again with the dragon. His heart was heavy. The visions were real, but they were also terrifying. The darkness was not gone, it was waiting, and he knew now that the necklace's power was not just about trust. It was a warning. Something is coming, he whispered, and only you and I can stop it. The dragon lowered its head, pressing its warm scales against the boy's hand. The bond was stronger than ever, but so was the danger. In the far distance, hidden in the hills, glowing red eyes flickered in the dark. The shadows that Aaron had seen were awake, and they were already moving toward the town. Asterisk. The news of the glowing necklace spread across the town like wildfire. By morning, everyone knew the story, the boy, the dragon, the light that showed visions of the past. Some believed it was a miracle, others called it a trick. But no one could ignore it anymore. The council leader, furious and afraid, called an urgent meeting in the town hall. The wooden chamber filled with townsfolk, merchants, elders, and soldiers. At the front stood the leader, his face pale but his voice sharp. "This is dangerous," he declared. "The boy has been deceived. The dragon is no friend, it threat. We cannot trust visions. We must destroy it before it brings ruin upon us all." Murmurs rippled through the crowd. Some nodded in fear, remembering old tales of fire and destruction, but others hesitated. They had seen the dragon's calm eyes, its trust in the boy. They had felt the warmth of the golden light. Aaron stood at the center of the hall, the dragon, chained outside the doors, waiting. His hands trembled, but his voice was steady. "You all saw it," he said. "The necklace showed the truth. Dragons are not our enemies. They are our allies. If we destroy this one, we destroy our only chance." The crowd fell silent. His words echoed in the high chamber. The leader slammed his fist on the table. "Chance for what? More war, more death. Dragons bring nothing but chaos." Aaron shook his head. "No, the visions showed something worse, something darker than dragons. Shadows with red eyes. They are coming. The necklace is a warning. Without trust, without unity, we will not survive." Gasps rose from the people. Fear filled the room, but so did doubt. Was the boy lying, or was he the only one brave enough to see the truth? An old woman stepped forward, her back bent, her hair white as snow. Her voice cracked but carried strength. "I saw the light too. I felt no hatred in it, only hope. The boy speaks true. Perhaps it is not the dragon we should fear, but what waits beyond our walls." The leader's face twisted with anger. "Foolishness," he barked. "This is weakness. If we hesitate, the beast will destroy us from within." Aaron clenched his fists. He could not let fear win. He turned toward the people, his voice growing louder. "Look at me. Look at the dragon. If it wanted to kill me, it had many chances. But it didn't. It trusted me. It trusted a human. Doesn't that mean something?" The hall filled with whispers. Some voices agreed, others argued. The tension rose like a storm about to break. Suddenly, a deep roar echoed from outside the hall. The walls shook and people screamed. Soldiers rushed to the doors. Aaron's heart pounded as he recognized the sound. It wasn't the dragon. Dark figures moved through the mist beyond the town walls. Shadows with glowing red eyes crept closer, their shapes twisting like smoke, their claws scraping the earth. Just as in the visions, the darkness had arrived. The people panicked. "The curse has come," someone shouted. "It's because of the dragon." The leader pointed at Aaron. "You see, he brought this upon us. Kill the beast before it calls." "More of them?" But Aaron stepped forward. his voice rising above the fear. No, the shadows are not here because of the dragon. They are here because the bond is waking. They fear us, united. That's why they come now. The dragon roared again outside chains, rattling as it fought to break free. Its golden eyes blazed, wings spreading wide. It was ready to fight. The leader shouted to the soldiers, "Hold it down. Do not let it escape." But Aaron ran to the door. "If you stop it, we are all doomed. Only together can we fight them." The people wavered. Some soldiers lowered their weapons, uncertain. Others held tight, caught between orders and fear. The leader's voice cracked as he screamed, "Obey me. Kill the dragon." Then the old woman spoke again, her voice cutting through the chaos. "No, if we kill the dragon, the shadows will consume us all. I believe the boy. I choose trust." One by one, voices rose in agreement. First a few, then more. Trust, trust, trust. The soldiers hesitated, looking at each other. The leader shouted again, but his words were drowned by the growing chant. Finally, Aaron grabbed the dragon's necklace with both hands. The glow surged, golden fire bursting outward. The chains snapped like glass, falling to the ground. The dragon stood tall, free at last, its wings spreading wide across the night sky. The crowd gasped in awe. For a moment, fear turned to wonder. The dragon let out a roar, not of anger, but of power and protection. The sound echoed far beyond the walls. Aaron climbed onto its back, his heart racing. He looked down at the people. "This is humanity's choice," he said. "Fear or trust. If you stand with us, we fight together. If not, we all fall." The dragon rose, golden light blazing from its necklace, shining across the dark horizon. The shadows shrieked as the light touched them, but they did not stop. They were coming, endless and hungry. The people looked at each other, trembling. The moment of choice had come. Would they follow the boy and the dragon into the storm? Or would they let fear decide their fate? The night sky glowed with an eerie red as the shadows drew closer. Their eyes burned like coals, their twisted forms crawling and spreading across the fields outside the town. The air grew heavy, cold, filled with the sound of claws scratching stone. Fear spread through the people like wildfire. But above the fear, one sound rose stronger, the beating of mighty wings. The dragon, freed at last, soared into the air. Golden light burst from its necklace, painting the square in brilliance. Aaron clung tightly to its back, his heart racing, but his eyes burned with determination. This was not just a fight for survival, which the moment the visions had warned. About, the crowd below wavered, caught between terror and hope. The council leader screamed again, "Stay back. The dragon will kill us all." But his words sounded hollow now. The people had seen the truth. The boy had chosen trust, and slowly, voices began to rise. With them, with the boy, with the dragon, Aaron raised his hand high, his voice ringing out across the square. "Stand with us. Humanity's power is not fear, it is trust." The dragon roared, and the light from the necklace spread wider, pushing back the shadows for a brief moment. But the darkness did not stop. It hissed and twisted, forming giant shapes monsters made of smoke and flame, their claws slashing the air. The first wave struck the town walls. Soldiers lifted their spears, trembling but ready. For the first time, they did not fight alone. The dragon swooped low, its claws tearing through the shadows, golden fire bursting from its mouth. The darkness screamed as the light burned holes through its smoky flesh. The people gasped in awe. It was not destruction. It was protection. Aaron held tightly, feeling the dragon's power surge beneath him. But then the necklace pulsed again, and visions filled his mind. He saw humans in the past, holding their hands high, golden light shining from their hearts as they stood beside dragons. The bond was more than trust, it was unity. The light was not only in the dragon, it was in all of them, together. Aaron shouted, "Raise your hands, believe." At first, only a few listened. Then, slowly, the people lifted their hands toward the sky. One by one, golden sparks flickered above them. Small at first, like candle flames, but growing brighter as more joined. The square filled with light. The shadows shrieked, their red eyes burning with rage. They attacked harder, pouring over the walls. But now the soldiers fought with courage, their spears glowing faintly as the golden light touched them. Farmers, merchants, even children lifted their hands, their sparks adding to the growing blaze. The dragon roared and rose high into the sky, the boy's voice echoing with it. "This is our power, not one human, not one dragon together." The necklace blazed brighter than ever before. The golden light from the people below connected with it, a river of fire rushing upward into the dragon's chest. For a moment, the sky itself seemed to split apart. The dragon's scales shimmered like molten gold. Its wings burned with fire and light. It became more than a beast. It became the symbol of humanity's forgotten bond. With a single mighty roar, the dragon unleashed the power. A wave of golden fire swept across the fields, crashing into the shadows. The creatures screamed, their forms tearing apart under the blaze. Some tried to flee, but the light chased them, burning their darkness to ash. The town shook with its force. People shielded their eyes as the night turned into day. When the light faded, silence followed. The shadows were gone. The fields were empty. Only smoke and silence remained. The people stared in awe. Slowly, their fear turned to joy. Cries rose through the square, not of terror, but of triumph. We did it. We stood together. Aaron slid down from the dragon's back, his legs weak, his chest heaving. The dragon lowered its head beside him, golden eyes soft with pride. Aaron touched its scales gently. "We did it," he whispered. The old woman from the council stepped forward, tears in her eyes. Not the dragon alone, not the boy alone. All of us, humanity has remembered. The people cheered, their voices echoing. Through the night, even the soldiers dropped to their knees, bowing their heads to the boy and the dragon. But not everyone celebrated. The council leader stood frozen, his face pale. His power was gone. The people no longer listened to him. His voice trembled as he whispered, "This is only the beginning," before he disappeared into the crowd, his fate unknown. Aaron looked around at the people, then at the horizon. He could not forget the visions. The shadows had been beaten, but they were not the end. More waited beyond, stronger, darker. The necklace had only shown the first step. The dragon rumbled softly, pressing its forehead against Aaron's. In that moment, boy and beast were one. The crowd roared again, but Aaron's heart was calm. He knew this was not the end of the story. It was only the beginning of something greater. The boy who once fed an abandoned dragon had now become the symbol of humanity's hope, and somewhere in the distance, other dragons might still be waiting.